Off the coast of Venice, Italy, lies a tiny island shrouded in mystery and death. Poveglia, its name rarely spoken aloud by locals, is considered one of the most haunted places on Earth. What seems like just another picturesque island holds centuries of horrifying secrets. Forbidden by law and avoided even by fishermen, this island has a dark past soaked in blood, disease, and torment. Welcome to the Darkroom Diaries. Poveglia's nightmare began in the 14th century when the Black Death swept across Europe. As Venice struggled to contain the plague, they chose Poveglia as a quarantine zone. Ships arriving at Venice had to dock here, and anyone showing symptoms, real or suspected, was left to die. Over time, the island became a massive dumping ground for bodies. Historians believe that over 100,000 people were burned or buried there. Witnesses claim that even today, the soil of Poveglia is mixed with human ash. Farmers who tried to grow crops there say the plants died within days. Bones still wash ashore. Some believe the island itself is cursed, not just haunted, forever scarred by the agony of those abandoned during their final breath. In 1922, the nightmare evolved. A mental asylum was built on the island. It was meant to isolate the mentally ill, but instead, it became a prison of pain. Patients claimed to see twisted shadows and hear voices crying at night. But their screams were dismissed as madness. What they were actually experiencing may have been far more real than anyone believed. One of the most terrifying legends is about a sadistic doctor who worked in the asylum. Obsessed with experimentation, he lobotomized patients using crude tools, often without anesthesia. He believed the island's spirits were influencing the minds of his patients, until he claimed they began whispering to him too. As the doctor's sanity unraveled, he reportedly began seeing the very ghosts he once mocked. One night, he climbed the bell tower. Locals say he screamed as unseen hands dragged him over the edge. He plummeted to his death, but some claim he survived the fall, only to be strangled by the spirits below. The bell tower has been silent ever since, though some swear they still hear its ghostly toll at night. To this day, the bell tower is the epicenter of paranormal activity. Even after the bell was removed, its clang continues, heard by trespassers and boaters alike. Paranormal investigators describe intense feelings of dread near the tower. Electronic devices malfunction. Cold spots appear suddenly. Some have fled in terror, claiming they were being watched. Italian law strictly prohibits visitors from stepping foot on Poveglia. The few who dared trespass, urban explorers, ghost hunters, thrill seekers, have described overwhelming nausea, sudden panic attacks, and even strange voices whispering their names. One group reportedly vanished for hours, only to reappear with no memory of what happened inside. One former firefighter claimed he entered Poveglia during a rescue mission. He said he saw dark figures moving through the trees, and his equipment began to fail. A woman from Venice said she heard her brother screaming from the island, even though he'd been dead for 10 years. Many locals won't even speak about the island, as if fearing the spirits can hear them. Skeptics call the legends exaggerated. They say it's just a dark piece of history wrapped in myth. But with hundreds of thousands of deaths, unmarked graves, tortured souls, and a long-abandoned asylum, one must ask, if ghosts truly exist, where would they go, if not here? Even the wind sounds different on Poveglia. Locals say the island whispers, calling out to the living, but be warned, those who answer the call may never return the same. Poveglia isn't just haunted, it's alive. With every scream, every soul, and every secret it still refuses to bury. So now you know the truth behind Poveglia, a place where history bleeds into horror and the dead may never rest. Would you ever dare step foot on that cursed island, or does the silence from its shores already speak loud enough? If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because the next tale might be even darker. And it could be real.